The classic frail walk sets the stage perfectly. Before he completely shatters reality for these guys. Approaching the street setup, he already looks like he took a
helicopter.
wrong turn at the local bingo hall.
I remember when I was in the army.
The gym bros are unbothered, completely unaware that a disguised legend is about to ruin their egos. Carrying a bucket to a calisthenics park is the ultimate bizarre flex. Before the real flex begins, brushing off the barbell like it's a dusty shelf is peak disrespect to the iron. He grabs the pull-up bar with the hesitance of someone checking if the stove is still hot, casually inquiring about the leg press,
honestly.
while holding a walker is an absolute masterclass in trolling. The sheer bewilderment on the young athlete's face as the old man prepares to lift is priceless. The disrespect of doing a handstand and work boots while the locals look on in pure shock. Cleaning the bars mid-workout just adds that extra layer of psychological damage to the onlookers. A solid 5 seconds of complete silence as 6 grown men try to process what their eyes just saw. Holding the weight with one hand while adjusting his fake glasses is a devastating power move. The teenagers completely stop their workout, entirely mesmerized by the gravity-defying grandpa. He taps the plates, pretending they are made of plastic.
Wow.
To further humiliate the massive lifters,
Plastic or
asking if the iron is fake, while lifting it is the ultimate
this is like
mental warfare in any gym setting. When he drops into a perfect front lever, the crowd's reaction is better than any scripted movie. The bodybuilder literally checks the weights to
plastic.
make sure he isn't losing his absolute mind. The spotter goes from concerned citizen to horrified witness in the span of exactly 3 seconds. Dusting off his hands, he acts like defying the laws of physics is just a regular Tuesday chore. Tapping the barbell with his cane just to test the structural integrity of the heavy iron. Stumbling away from the machine, he somehow manages to look incredibly frail right after breaking a record. He casually sits on the bench press, making the stacked bar look like it's made of pure styrofoam. The street athletes even offer to hold his cane, unaware that the cane itself is a heavy workout, offering to show them the correct technique. While wearing a sweater, vest is wonderfully insulting. The group of girls laughing turns into absolute stunned silence. When he lands the perfect dismount, you can see the exact moment the huge guy realizes his entire gym persona is a complete lie. A fake stumble off the bars keeps the illusion alive just long, enough to confuse everyone again. He lifts the massive dumbbells as if he's just picking up a couple of light grocery bags, walking away with his cane. The contrast between his speed and his strength is genuinely hilarious, pointing out that his doctor recommended this for his back pain is the cherry on top of the troll. The young guy tries to mimic the move.
I don't like that.
And instantly realizes it requires superhuman core strength, looking completely confused by the heavy weight while simultaneously pressing it as an art form. He casually challenges the biggest guy at the park, setting up a completely unfair battle of strength. The guys literally stop their workout to watch, unable to comprehend the biomechanics at play here, holding the flag position while looking like he needs a nap is the peak of this character's performance. The gym manager comes over, unsure whether to kick him out or ask him for a training program. Stripping off the jacket reveals absolutely nothing but the same frail old man aesthetic they underestimated. He does a full set of deep squats and doesn't even break a sweat or lose his heavy breathing act. The local crew forms a circle, turning this prank into an Impromptu street performance for the ages. Leaving the bar mid-lift to go pretend to drink some water is a truly unhinged power play. His punch completely shatters the high score, leaving the young boxers questioning their hand speed. He complains about the equipment feeling a little stiff, while lifting more than the entire room combined. The moment he grabs the bucket again, they all take a collective step back in pure amazement. Returning to the weight, he decides to pull it one-handed, just to permanently destroy their confidence. The guy in the black hoodie looks around for hidden cameras, finally catching on to the impossible reality. When he asks to add more plates, the spotter's soul physically leaves his massive muscular body. He does a few jumping jacks that look so disjointed it makes his incredible strength even more baffling. The way he waddles away from the deadlift platform is the greatest exit in fitness history. Setting up for the muscle up, he pretends to struggle just long enough to make the lift shocking. The bodybuilder's face drops completely as the old man starts doing reps with his personal best, asking for his heavy cane back. He leaves the calisthenics boys with a story nobody will ever believe. The girl on the treadmill nearly falls off, watching the elderly janitor outlift her massive boyfriend. He spins on the bar with the grace of an Olympic athlete in a retirement home wardrobe. Bumping into the heavy bag on purpose, he sets up the next joke with flawless physical comedy timing. The kid tries to lift the bucket and instantly drops it, realizing the old man is basically Superman. He stops mid-set to adjust his suspenders, ensuring his fit remains impeccable while breaking records. The crowd literally gasps as he pulls off a perfect human flag, right? Next to the busy sidewalk. Tapping his lower back, he complains about his joints while holding a ridiculous amount of heavy iron. When the mask slips slightly, the panic in his quick adjustment is a hilarious behind-the-scenes moment. The two guys in tank tops completely abandon their workout to stare at the impossible elderly man. A flawless transition from a clumsy walk into a perfect backflip leaves the entire park stunned. He hovers his hands over the bar like a wizard casting a spell before executing the massive lift. His grip strength is so absurd that even hanging from one arm looks entirely like a casual rest. The massive powerlifter shakes his head, completely unwilling to accept the reality unfolding before him, asking the teenager for advice on how to hit. The bag is a perfectly executed setup for disaster. Lifting the barbell with a mixed grip, he proves that old man strength is the most dangerous kind. The way he effortlessly maneuvers around the parallel bars makes the actual athletes look like complete amateurs. He gives a polite thumbs up to the terrified spotter before walking away like nothing ever happened. The machine rattles as he lands a hook that sounds like a literal car crash in the park. A deep sigh before the lift convinces everyone in the room that he's going to snap in half. Dropping from the high bar, he immediately grabs his back and groans, playing the role perfectly. The guy in the back literally drops his dumbbell when he sees the old man unrack the heavy bar. He bows to the small crowd that has gathered, accepting his applause with perfect, shaky humility. Inspecting the weight plates closely, he acts as if he's trying to read the tiny numbers without glasses. He winks at the camera hidden in the bushes.
I don't hear you.
Confirming the prank is going exactly according to plan. Pushing the walker back into frame, the illusion of fragility returns. Instantly after the crazy stunt, the teenagers look at their own hands, wondering why they can't punch half as hard as an octogenarian. He politely asks the huge guy if he's finished using the warm-up weight. Delivering the final blow.
You don't need
Sweeping
more
the floor with a tiny broom,
But
he
I
maintains
wanna
the
do for me.
disguise while setting up for the next trick. The guy in the gray shirt starts recording on his phone, desperate for proof of this anomaly. A quick hop onto the pull-up bar proves that
I just need
this old man has springs, hidden in his orthopedic shoes, lifting the front of the heavy machine just to grab his drop towel is an insane display of power.
something
The local
wrong
guys
with
step
the-
forward to offer a hand, only to watch him
Heavy, man.
vault the barrier with ease. He points at the ceiling as if asking the heavens for strength, then proceeds to lift the world. The sheer speed of his
Okay.
punches on the bag makes
You have to.
it look
use
like the
real
is
weights.
suddenly playing in fast forward, asking if they sell any heavier plates at the front desk is the ultimate passive-aggressive gym joke. He carefully balances on the edge of the bar,
It's okay.
combining perfect gymnastics with
I just-
perfect old man
This is-
acting. The bodybuilder crosses his arms in defeat, realizing his years of training mean nothing to this janitor, walking away from the shattered high score. He doesn't even look back at the chaotic blinking lights. He casually wipes down the bench, while a guy next to him struggles to lift half the weight. The kids in the background run off to tell their friends about the superhero disguised as a grandpa, fixing his fake hair. He ensures the disguise holds up under the intense pressure of the heavy lift. He asks a random guy to hold his jacket,
This one is good for back.
revealing a completely normal, unathletic-looking shirt underneath. The sheer confusion when he says the weights feel like plastic is the best part of the whole interaction. Doing a strict planche on the pole,
Oh, good.
he defies gravity while still looking like he needs social security.
I will put.
The spotter's jaw is practically on the floor as the bar bends under the massive amount of plates. He fakes a coughing fit right before executing a flawless 360 spin on the high bar, tapping the barbell to check if it's real. Metal is a psychological tactic that destroys gym egos. The way he lands and immediately grabs his knees is an acting performance worthy of a golden trophy. He casually asks if anyone is using the squat rack, while holding an amount of weight that's absurd. The street workout crew starts cheering,
This one for the war.
completely abandoning their routine to watch this absolute masterclass, asking for a sip of water from his tiny cup. While the gym bros hyperventilate is hilarious, he dusts off his trousers, making sure his grandpa aesthetic remains perfectly intact for the next victim. The guy in the mirror literally stops mid-rep to stare at the anomaly happening behind him. Hitting the punch bag again, he barely looks at it, letting his terrifying muscle memory do the work. The bodybuilder's girlfriend starts laughing at her boyfriend's completely baffled and defeated facial expression, holding the bucket like a priceless artifact. He shuffles away into the sunset, leaving only confusion behind. The way the bar flexes, when he pulls it shows just how much fake weight the gym bros thought it was. He slowly walks up to the dip station,
Thank you.
looking like he's about to ask for directions to the bakery. The subtle shrug before lifting a world-class weight is what makes his character so incredibly infuriating. Jumping onto the bars, the sudden burst of explosive speed catches everyone completely off guard. He looks at his watch as
I mean, just.
if he's late for an appointment, completely bored by the massive lift. The reaction of the guys sitting on the bench when he clears the high bar is absolute gold. Tapping the plates to check their density, he acts like a safety inspector doing a routine check. The guy in the white shirt covers his mouth, entirely unable to comprehend the strength of the old man. lifting it off the floor. He doesn't even bother to use proper form. Relying purely on raw strength, he asks for a high five, leaving the local athletes hesitant to touch a hand that powerful. The silence in the gym is deafening as everyone watches the impossible lift happen in real time. Doing a handstand push-up in baggy trousers is a visual that simply breaks the brain's logic centers. The spotter finally steps away, realizing that if this guy fails, there's absolutely nothing he can do. He trips over his own feet on purpose, playing the clumsy elder to perfection after the crazy stunt, asking the massive guy if he needs help. Racking the weights is the ultimate finishing move. The slow descent from the handstand looks like it requires the core strength of an elite gymnast. Looking around for approval, he acts like a guy who just successfully carried all the groceries in one trip. The Mike Tyson machine flashes a new high score, and the old man simply nods in polite satisfaction. He pulls a tiny towel out of his pocket to wipe a single drop of sweat from his mask. He casually picks up his heavy cane and limps away, ending the performance as flawlessly as it began. The bodybuilder shakes his head and walks away, needing some serious alone. Time to process the humiliation. The way he grips the bar with 2 fingers before lifting it is a subtle but devastating flex. The crowd's nervous laughter slowly turns into genuine applause as they realize they just witnessed greatness. He grabs the barbell and just stands there, holding the massive weight while waiting for a response. Inspecting the dumbbells like they are strange alien artifacts before casually pressing them over his head. He does a full split on the bars, proving his flexibility is just as insane as his raw power. The guy with the tattoos looks around, hoping someone else saw it, so he knows he isn't dreaming. The moment he asks if the weights are made of plastic, the gym's entire atmosphere shifts to confusion. Holding the flag position for an uncomfortably long time, he just casually looks at the passing cars. Dropping the weight with a loud thud, he acts entirely startled by the noise he just made. The spotter just throws his hands up, completely surrendering to the bizarre reality of the situation. The kid on the bike completely stops pedaling, mesmerized by the old man. Defying gravity on the bars, adjusting his cardigan, he makes sure his grandpa fashion remains impeccable throughout the entire trolling session. The way he shuffles his feet before the lift is an Oscar-worthy performance of elderly fragility. Asking the group of teens if they know how to properly stretch is wonderfully condescending after that stunt. He asks the huge guy if he can borrow the barbell for a quick stretch, dealing massive emotional damage. The silence is finally broken by a nervous laugh from the corner as someone tries to process the event. He waves goodbye to his amazed audience, disappearing down the street like a mythical fitness cryptid. The guy in the black shirt looks like he wants to quit the gym forever. After watching the janitor lift, he pretends to struggle, opening his water bottle, right after pulling off an incredible feat of strength, asking the bodybuilder for lifting tips while holding his max weight is the peak of the prank. Putting the weights back perfectly, he shows more gym etiquette than half the regular muscular patrons. He adjusts his fake glasses, peering closely at the punch machines, score as if he can't read it. The look of utter defeat on the gym bros' face is something that will haunt his workouts for years. The guy filming on his phone shakes his head, knowing nobody on the internet is going to believe this. He does a little celebratory jig that looks so fragile it completely masks the monster hiding underneath. He asks if the barbell is broken, because it feels so incredibly light to his superior old man strength. Picking up the mop again, he acts like cleaning the floor is much harder work than the massive deadlift.
One more time.
He asks the boxer if he
like it's heavy.
should try punching with his other hand. A devastatingly confident power move. The spotter just crosses his arms and stares at the ceiling, questioning every life choice that led him here. He slowly pushes his cleaning cart away, leaving a trail of shattered egos and bewildered athletes behind, walking back to the street. He blends seamlessly into the crowd, the perfect undercover fitness assassin. He thanks the massive guy for the warm-up,
I will just like to
dealing the final, crushing blow to the man's gym pride. The kid on the scooter slowly rides away, staring back over his shoulder, like he just saw a ghost. A quick look at the camera confirms the mission was a total success before he shuffles out the door. He gives a final, frail wave to the stunned audience. At the park, sealing the illusion flawlessly, the bodybuilder finally laughs, breaking the tension and accepting that he just got absolutely destroyed by a grandpa. He picks up his heavy bucket with one hand. A final subtle flex before leaving the outdoor gym. The gym bros huddle up to discuss what just happened, looking like a confused sports team calling a timeout. He taps his cane on the ground, ensuring it still sounds heavy, enough to fool the next group. He politely asks if he should wipe the bench, acting like a perfectly courteous guest in their iron home. The teens are still staring at the bars, waiting to see if anyone else is going to attempt the impossible. He nods at the cameraman, a silent acknowledgement of the absolute chaos they just caused in the gym. Pulling out a handkerchief, he wipes his brow, playing the exhausted old man character right to the very end. The guy with the heavy chain necklace just sits on the floor, completely defeated by the undercover janitor. He turns the corner and drops the act for just a second.
You don't mind.
A brief glimpse of the athlete underneath. The girl at the front desk looks completely lost as the guys try to explain what the old man just did. He gives the Mike Tyson machine one last pat, leaving it with a score that nobody will ever beat, asking for directions to the exit. While carrying plates is a wonderfully confusing way to end the prank. The park slowly returns to normal, but the legend of the flying grandpa will definitely live on forever. He slowly waddles out the glass doors, completing one of the most flawless undercover operations ever filmed. The camera zooms in on the broken high score, the only physical proof that the old man was ever there. He adjusts his suspenders one last time, making sure his grandpa outfit is perfect for the next gym. Disappearing into the city streets, the ultimate fitness troll successfully completes another hilarious outdoor mission.